Temple fixed before you even started. Economy crashing down. Players leaving Path of Exile too, while I want to spread positivity once again. I will start new character in a challenge run. Instead of using all my currency from crafts and trades, I'm completely dumping all my currency from the stash tab and starting from nothing in that economy. First choice that I need to make is what character it should be. I got a nice idea for monk build, therefore it will be monk. But of course I need one more cool goal for today, and I guess starting our adventures with Headhunter from zero sounds like a cool idea. Therefore, let's go! Still we need to beat Act 1, 2, 3, 4 and interlude, and then start mapping before we can get this Headhunter in our pockets. But anyway, first of all we need to beat the campaign, and beating campaign is pretty simple if you're using nice and tight build and also basic strategies. I already run all the characters before league starts, and there is also guides for every class on the channel. Also on my secret channel there is beginner and farming guides that you can use to get loads of divines quickly. Anyway, basics for campaign is to just keep your build tight. I will go for Ice Monk, and I will invest only in attack damage and skill speed and try not to die. It will happen sometime, but it's not a problem, because in campaign you're not losing experience. However, I'm not rushing campaign, I'm trying to get a lot of valuable stuff from little secret mini quests, like Abandoned Stash in Act 1. I will get skill gem level 1 over here, and I can create one more skill, but I won't do it for now. However, I will sell every blue item and I will disenchant every rare item, to get lots of gold and also to get regal orbs. All of these actions will push Headhunter closer to my pockets. Also in this series I want to test out how to build new Aziri temple. Is it actually profitable right now or not for new accounts and new players? It will be probably on day 3, so if you're interested in, make sure to drop a like and leave a comment. There's also one more important rule for Act 1. Every time I find any quality gear I will try to disenchant it, basically salvage, to get some armor scraps. And same goes for weapons, to get weapon enchantment parts. And after defeating Executioner I got my Ice Strike. It will be a staple of my build. This skill is enough to destroy bosses and also to clear pacts of enemies, especially in combination with Bell. By keeping build so tight I don't need to use loads of skill gems and spirit gems, and still I'm able to defeat everyone. So as you can see, my strategy right now is to keep as much resource as possible. I upgraded my weapon at level 6, and next upgrade I found at level 11. It's really important points where you want to upgrade your weapon for smoother progression, but I'm not using any regal orbs right now and any exalted orbs. These weapons is more than enough to defeat enemies at this point, and we don't need to upgrade them. And just like that I reached Act 2. That's where I found one more Aziri temple, and finally I finished clearing it. Now I can start building this temple, but again, temple strategy is super simple while I'm in campaign. I just want to build a road towards Architect and then towards Aziri as fast as possible and clear them. Loot from temple right now is not really important for me, so I just close it every time. After reaching Act 2, I instantly went to the shop, because that's where we can buy crackling quarterstaff or any other weapon of level 16. That's really important point of the game, where I want to go all in on my weapon, so I'm dropping augmentation and transmutation, checking mods, and if I'm unlucky I'm dropping Orb of Alchemy if I have some. This gives me 2 opportunities to get some lucky rolls on this quarterstaff or on any other weapon if you're playing different class, to get high increased physical damage, and I got one. This quarterstaff is really good, and I instantly socketed it and also augmented it with extra quality for increased damage. Therefore, I'm basically prepared to completely melt this act, but there's few zones I want to replay multiple times, like this Mountain Quarry for example, because there's higher chance to get armor scrap and blacksmith whetstones over here to increase quality of my gear. And while majority of players at this point trying to think what ascendancy is the best for you, what you need to pick in Trials of Sekimas, that's exactly what I don't care about too much, because picking correct ascendancy right now will give me just like 5% better power, maybe even less, and I will be able to change ascendancy later if I want. I picked Invoker just for better elemental damage, and that's the idea of my build. Finished my Aziri temple straight to Architect, and that's one of the reasons why you don't want to rush it too much in campaign. There's a bunch of chests over here, but no really like good and important loot. Unlike loot I will find in the Shard. The Shard is the second zone I want to replay a lot. And I want to defeat every single monster over here, or at least as much as possible, because that's where we can find steel point quarterstaffs, as well as skill gems level 8. There's two guys in the Shard, they always spawn when I restart zones, so they are good farming objects, because this is two rare guys, and there's high chance to get better loot from rare monsters. So instead of zooming through this area, I cleared it completely, then when I'm getting to the next part, I'm quickly getting back and restarting the Shard zone and replaying it once again. And I did it for multiple times to get as much skill gems, spirit gems and quarterstaffs as possible. Then I got bored a little bit and I went to Spires of the Shard. It's also a good zone because there's Sisters of Garukan that can be activated after interacting with Altar, and it will create loads of extra monsters for this location to farm basically the same stuff. Also, after every level up I reached Trader and tried to get as many quarterstaffs as possible to find the best one. So this one, in my opinion, is the best one. I upgraded it and that's what we got in the end. It's really important to get good weapon right now and to go all in on it with exalted regal orbs and other stuff, because I have zero plans of changing weapons throughout Act 3. And finally, after reaching Dreadnought, I also replayed this zone multiple times. Yeah, I'm not playing it just once, and I'm replaying Dreadnought by respawning a checkpoint or restarting area again and again. It's important to note that it's a Dreadnought, not Dreadnought Vanguard. And I farmed here until I was satisfied with amount of spirit gems of level 8 I got in my pockets. And that's the only zones that will drop level 8 spirit and skill gems. You may ask me why it's so important. Well, let's get one more and then I will go straight through Act 3. I'm basically zooming through without ever stopping with the same weapon, same armor, nothing changes. And as you can see, we got enough power to go through this act pretty easily and pretty quickly, with good enough weapon from the end of Act 3. But all the steps I took in Act 2 was extremely important to get to Headhunter as fast as possible, and that's why. After beating Doriani, we can get into Act 4, and that's where we can finally unlock trading with Eng. To unlock trading, of course, I need to clear Vakabanu Island first, and after clearing this island, I'm finally able to unleash all my inventory that I gathered from Act 1 and 2. And now I will use currency exchange. Yeah, uncut skill gem level 1 that we'll get from Act 1. Remember, I told you, it's really important to get these mini side quests and get a bunch of extra items. Yeah, this stash over here got skill gem level 1, and this skill gem level 1 can be sold for 13 exalted orbs. But if you highlight and check actual competing trades, it can be actually traded for like 35 or 40 exalted orbs pretty quickly. Bunch of iron runes, easy 40 exalted in my pockets. A replayed Maudun Quarry and disenchanted gear gave me around 40 exalted orbs from armor scrap if needed. And our most valuable asset, uncut spirit gem level 8. Yeah, it's so rare that people are actually willing to pay almost divine orb for it. I can easily sell it for 290 exalted orbs. All this stuff was enough to buy Astromantis instantly after reaching Act 4, get Hands of Wisdom and Action, and basically create full leveling build set. It's insane how cheaply you can get those uniques that will transform me into screen-destroying machine. At the same time, I decided to upgrade my quarterstaff. Of course, we don't have 20 divines right now for leveling quarterstaff, but by changing our prices to exalted orbs, we can get insanely good for just 2 exalted orbs. Oh my goodness. While trading for gear, I constantly made these exchanges. I sold my gems for 280 and bought them for 190. Yes, that's how basic flipping works. And that was enough to get bunch of perfect jeweler orbs, to get uncut support gems tier 5, and basically get me ready with a full build to completely melt campaign and start mopping. But even while I'm playing on this Act 4, I'm constantly changing my spirit gems with Eng. Yeah, I'm going back to King's March, I'm talking with Eng, and basically I'm copying my orders again and again. And that's, again, pretty basic flipping. Every flip of this gem gave me 100 exalted orbs, so 3 flips basically gave me 1 divine orbs, and I constantly flipped exactly 3 spirit gems. First of all, just look at this clear. Yeah, in the full set I'm melting screens instantly destroying everyone, and it's just a breeze and not really hard campaign. And again, I explain in depth how to flip, how to trade, how to upgrade your gear throughout the campaign, how to play endgame on my secret channel. But here I'm doing some fun stuff, challenging and other crazy things. But it's even crazier that I can get complete Ench order on one map and then get back into town, quickly get my exalted orbs, quickly arrange new trades. And then when I get back to the map, all my trades that I just arranged is almost instantly completed. Yeah, almost instantly. And yes, it's pretty boring, but it gives me around 2 divines every few minutes. And it's boring, but my goal is Headhunter.
And you have to do it.
So I zoomed through Act 4 and decided to try get Headhunter with my sneaky trick. After getting through Mount Crier in interlude location, there is one really specific and important location I want to visit for. This guy, Elder Maddox. He gives me option to pick one of the legendaries, one of the uniques, and one of them may be Headhunter. Not this time though.
I knew it, I fucking knew it.
But there was a trick I used last season. After advancing through a bunch of zones, this area gets +1 to area level. So I'm getting back, restarting this area, and this time he should have refreshed inventory. Not this time though. GGG decided to fix this abuse, I guess, I don't know. Definitely Jonathan does not want to make my life easier, but here we go. Interlude finished, I'm in the endgame talking with Alva, then with Mr. Doriani, getting my waystones, and I'm ready for mapping. At this point I started to buy spirit gems for exalted orbs, but then I sell them for divine orbs, getting 0.5 divines every flip. Yeah, that's crazy. I can basically continue flipping, and this will be enough to get quickly my Headhunter, but let's do something more interesting. And let's do it fair. I will unspec all my Atlas points right now and will try my chance. I got 1 orb of chance, so maybe I will get my Headhunter now. No, video will continue. Therefore, let's start with endgame. My initial goal will be to upgrade my waystones to tier 15. To do it, I basically will run maps, and especially maps with powerful mob bosses, and this will help me advance through waystones pretty quickly. But there is a problem. My survivability right now is pretty weak, and that's what you may experience when you're just reaching endgame. That's not a big problem. By playing a little bit carefully, I managed to go through a bunch of monsters and bunch of waystones. In time, we're getting this uncut spirit gems level 14 on these low tier waystones, and they also cost a little bit. But eventually, bosses is not a problem with my power. Again, biggest problem for me is map monsters, because there's lots of them, and they go through my defenses really quickly. At the same time, I'm using Reforger Bench to reforge 3 waystones into higher tier waystone to advance through them quicker, and trying to get lucky and see some activities in the maps, because after encountering activity I can find precursor tablets of this activity, for example Delirium, as you see right now. Some activities are bad for me, for example Delirium makes things a lot harder, and by playing in Delirium, well, it's super easy to get one-shotted by different effects. Mostly because I don't have enough resistances, and that's again easily fixable problem. I got more than enough currency to just buy whatever I need, and I'm focusing only on resistances. All of these items cost extremely cheap. For example, boots, just 1 exalted orb, some jacket for like 10 exalted orbs, 20 exalted orbs. I decided to invest a little bit more in helmet. It was like 30 exalted orbs maximum that I can invest, and I found really good high energy shield helmet. And to my surprise, rings are just 1 exalted orb. Yeah, insanely cheap. By getting all of this equipment, I got my resistances capped to 75%. And that's actual secret to survive in endgame of Passive Exile 2. Eventually I got ready to upgrade my weapon. I looked for a weapon that will cost around 100 exalted orbs, because it's super easy to find good weapon with 100 exalted orb price, and then just drop a bunch of essences and make it insanely valuable, even better than we bought it. Good weapon will be enough to clear bosses, but to clear screens I need different techs. I used Armor Explosion on Herald of Fire's tech by getting extra physical damage on my passive skill tree, and also by dropping essence of extra physical damage for my water stuff. I instantly turned into screen melting machine. Basically by hitting few monsters it destroys entire screens, and my damage is more than enough to destroy bosses. Yeah, I can easily freeze them, then I can use my bell, and with bell there is loads of extra damage on top to defeat any boss I see. and after defeating a bunch of corrupted bosses, that's actually where I'm going all the time, I managed to upgrade my Atlas. First points were invested into Precursor Influence for high chance of Precursor tablets. Then I went straight to essences to get essences that will help me craft, but we will craft in the next series. And I got bunch of points by completing specialty maps like Enzymite Megaliths, and also these Paradise maps. These Paradise maps are just awesome. I started this map when I was level 67, and after finishing map I was level 76. Yeah. It was amazing experience getting like 10 levels in one single map. And after fully upgrading my Atlas and getting bunch of gear for late game, I can start focusing on content. I will focus on the ritual this time, and these tablets cost a lot, like 100 exalted orbs. Luckily I got few of them right now, and I will play maps with just 4 mods and will try to get as much currency as I possibly can from rituals and also from breach. I don't care about any other items, I'm focusing only on ritual splinters and breach splinters. At this point breach won't have loads of monsters, ritual won't have loads of splinters, and even though I can clear maps super fast, still I won't get loads of splinters overall. So I need to grind few maps, and eventually I found one divine orb. Till this point throughout campaign to tier 15 maps, I got 1 divine orb, 30 exalted orbs, and just bunch of extra currency, which is pretty useless. But by using all previous tactics I just showed you, I got 13 divines right now, and yeah, I'm still flipping, I'm still upgrading my equipment, so I'm pretty stacked with every piece of gear I wanted. And now it's time to upgrade my content Atlas passive trees. So I used my fragments, my splinters that I got, and started fighting versus pinnacle bosses. Again, my damage, my build is more than enough to defeat them pretty quickly, and also there's mobalytics guide you can check in the pinned comment, but overall it's pretty simple and gives me ability to not only defeat pinnacle bosses, but get some valuable currency like river catalysts that can give me extra divine on top every now and then. So I switched my focus to fully upgrading breach boss and ritual boss right now to get 15 or 20 splinters every time I play these activities on the map, and I decided to play ritual actually, because while playing ritual you get chance to get high tier omens, and they can be sold really nicely for like 5 or even 10 divine orbs. Also ritual boss is extremely fast and easy. And even though I got bunch of funny rolled utility belts and other equipment, actually they never sold till today. But breach splinters sold pretty nicely, 80 breach splinters for 1 divine orb. Oh.
Shut up and take my money!
And I could continue flipping and grinding ritual and breach, but I added this expedition activity to my maps right now, and I'm playing tier 15 with 6 mods. Every now and then defeating Adziri and Architect for some valuable loot, and never got any valuable loot. There's actually cool armor piece that we can get over here that will cost like 15 divine orbs. But I defeated Adziri 2 times and get 1 divine orb and bunch of currency that can be sold for 1 more divine orb. Where the real currency lies is in expedition. Yeah, in expedition there is chance to get expedition logbook. And I actually invested a little bit of currency in splinters to unlock high tier of expedition on my Atlas first, to be fair. And then after getting bunch of logbooks, I spoke with Danik, and that's basically what we're doing here right now. Feeding him expedition logbook and opening a Lush Isle, but not Barren Atoll. Barren Atoll is very bad. This section opens portals, and I am in Lush Isle map. Here I'm just playing Connect the Dot, trying to connect as many excavation chests as possible. These expedition chests can be easily seen on the minimap, and also basically on the screen. They got this spiral weird thing on them. That's basically all I do. I just connect the dots, I defeat monsters, I get these excavation chests, and from these excavation chests, expedition chests basically, we're getting splinters. So yeah, right now I'm not getting the splinters to defeat the boss. Again, I invested it beforehand, so I got fully upgraded Atlas, and now I'm just collecting the splinters and also some valuable equipment like skill gems level 20 for 1 divine orb, and getting around 80 and even more splinters every single map by following this simple strategy. 80 splinters can be easily converted into 3 divine orbs. Guess what? Every map I'm getting 3 divine orbs, while at the same time flipping my spirit gems and clearing map after map after map. The best and luckiest map for me was this Lush Isle that landed in the end a little bit over 150 splinters. Yeah, a little bit over 150. And guess what? It's instantly converted into 8 divine orbs and more divine orbs for next expeditions. And we basically approaching the final moment when I got my 38 divine orbs in my pockets and I instantly traded it for Headhunter heavy belt. Yeah, day 1 in that economy, starting fresh, we got our Headhunter on our belt and it feels pretty good. Now it's time to optimize our build and get ready for more currency in our pockets. I hope you enjoyed the video, make sure to watch next part on the screen right now and see you there.